वक्ष्यामि मधुमतिं देवेभ्यो वाचमुद्यासगुं श्रीश्रेण्यां मनुष्येभ्यस्तं मा देवाः भवन्तु शोभाय पितरो नुमदन्तु।
Visiting our Vidyapith and giving a talk on the importance of spiritual practice. What needed is moral and spiritual education. And moral education should be based on spirituality, spiritual practices. If it's not there, then the morality is not on the solid ground. So I request Swami Nikhileswarananda to come and give a talk on this. Please join me in welcoming Swami Nikhileswarananda.
Om Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Sarupaya Swami Tapaharine Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padpadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Dear Sri Mahendra Bhai, dear Dr. Bhadraben, the dignitaries present here, the guests present here, the teachers, the parents, and my dear young friends, students, I'm extremely happy to meet you all this evening. It is like a dream coming true. Many years back, probably 15 years back, when I was in Rajkot, that time I met Sri Mahendrabhai for the first time, and he told about Vivekananda Vidyapith. Since that time I had been cherishing desire that when will I see this beautiful institution. And today I was so happy. Such a wonderful institution, neat and clean classrooms, and everything in order. And at the outset, I must congratulate Sri Mahendrabhai Jani and his associates, all those who have worked hard for the last 34 years to come to this stage of perfection. Such a wonderful institution. I really give hearty congratulations to him and for the wonderful work that he has been doing in the field of education, which is the need of the hour. If we want to save the civilization, Swami Vivekananda said, civilization can only be saved by spiritual culture. There is no other way out. And that spiritual culture is being provided here. So I really congratulate him. I congratulate the students who have been receiving such wonderful training. And I was so happy to listen to their prayer, all in harmony. Normally we are experts in disharmony, but all in harmony. Beautiful. Of course, the congratulation must go to the music teacher also. But I was very happy. And I'm so happy to meet you all this evening. And just as now Mahendrabhai was telling that this importance of spiritual life and importance of spiritual practice, this is the question that comes to many people. But now the modern science is coming to rescue, to clear our doubts. All these students, I go to various students, various places, you know. And basically I have come here to participate in the 19th International Congress on Vedanta being organized by Massachusetts University. And that is from 28th to 31st July. And I got the permission from our headquarters for only 6 weeks. So I have to back calculate. 2nd August, I must leave India. I must leave America for India. Now back calculate. So the earliest I can come is 18th. So I came on 18th. By that time the institution is closed. Then I lost my hopes of seeing the students. But at least I said at least I will have a look at the institution. So Mahendrabhai said, we will have an informal get together. Let us see how many come. But I am very happy that few students are at least here. Had I come during the time when the institution was running, I would have been still happier. But then this is the good compromise, that we have at least an informal gathering. So I am very happy to meet the students. So I go all over the country in India, meeting the students. That is my hobby, meeting the students. I have conducted more than 1,000 workshops on total personality development. And we have, as you just now heard, we have started Vivekananda Institute of Value Education Culture, Vivek, when I was in Porbandar. Similar activity we have started in Baroda. A lot of education, value education programs at various levels for teachers and students. So there what we are trying to give in the name of value-oriented education is not the normal type of values education that is being given by other institutions. Our value education programs are based on spiritual training because that goes to the fundamentals and that prepares the foundation. And why we are going for it? Because Swami Vivekananda said, education alone is the panacea of all our evils. That is the solution of all our problems. But then, what type of education? Not the type of education that is normally given in the institutions. I don't know about America, but in India at least I can say that Swami Vivekananda wanted man-making education, character-building education. There what we are giving in most of the institutions, of course there are exceptions like Vivekananda Vidyapith, there are also some few, but most of the institutions are not giving man-making education, money-making education, and not character-building education, demon-making education, Rakshasa-making education, terrorist-making education. Yes, these terrorists, they are well educated in our institutions, engineers, doctors, and they are becoming terrorists. So what type of education they have received? We are producing giants, genius, very good engineers, very good doctors, giants, but selfish giants. Demons, Rakshasa making education. I sometimes jokingly say, Swamiji wanted man making education, we are imparting demon making education, Rakshasa making education. What is a Rakshasa? Demon? Not the type of demons that you see with two horns on the TV set, the TV programs. No. This is a special type of demon, what I am talking about. Bhartrihari, great Sanskrit poet, he has written a book, beautiful book, Niti Shatakam. And there he says, there are 4 types of people in the society. What are the 4 types? Ete sapurushaha parartha ghatikaha swarthan parityajye samamyastu parartham udyam avrita swartha avirodhanaye temi manav rakshasaha parahitam swarthaye dignantiye ye dignanti nirarthakam parahitam teke na jani mahe. He is telling that there are 4 types of people in the society. Number 1, Satpurusha. Good, excellent human being. What are they doing? They try to do good to others, sacrificing their own lives. Second, Samana Manusha, ordinary human beings. What do? They first try to do good to themselves and then they try to do good to others. Third type, he says, Manav Rakshasa, looking like human beings, but they are Rakshasa looking like human beings. Manav Rakshasa, what are they doing? For their small self-interest, they can do any amount of harm to others. In India, corruption, rampant corruption is there, and that is why we are not able to fulfill the dream of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda said that India will grow up. Of course it is going up, it is becoming an economic giant. GDP growth is very fast, but there are 22% people below the poverty line as on today. I told Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam when I met him on 16th April 2003 at Rashtrapati Bhavan, I told Dr. Kalam that you want to make India a developed country by 2020, very good. But I can tell you, even if you bring the wealth of the whole World Bank, the poverty of the people will not go. GDP growth may be there. I told in 2003 and that has come true. We had 9.5% GDP growth and yet 22% below poverty line in India. Why? I told at that time, the corruption is so rampant in the country. The former Prime Minister said, if you put 1 rupee into the 5-year plan, only 15 paisa comes to the grassroots level farmer. I told Dr. Kalam that I am afraid even 5 paisa is coming or not. Inside, right from top, everybody from minister to the officers, down to the junior officer, junior clerk, everybody is putting some money in the pocket. By the time it reaches the farmer, it comes 5 paisa and it is so much delayed, by that time the farmer has committed suicide. That is rampant corruption. Rampant corruption. And that corruption is everywhere. Maybe in America it is less, but it is there. But in India it is much more. In developing countries much more. That is why they are not able to become developed countries, because the benefits are not going to the grassroots level people. So, there, I give the example, an executive engineer, what does he do? He tells the builder, you can mix any amount of sand with cement, don't worry, you give me 10 lakh rupees. And he takes the money from under the table, not from above the table. He takes 10 lakh rupees bribe and allow the builder to mix any amount of sand with cement with, and that builder, government contractor, he builds a big check dam, but it's all sand, no cement. And so there is heavy rain, naturally the dam is burst, and thousands of people become homeless, hundreds of people die, crores of rupees, of millions of rupees of loss to the nation, but that executed engineer is laughing, doesn't matter. I have already built my house with 10 lakh rupees. Desh jai bhad, samaj jai bhad. Let that country go to dogs. I don't worry. Selfish giant. A doctor, when I was in Rajkot, one of our relatives went to Bombay they were advised to go to their specialist. And then after returning, she told me, Swamiji, do you know, the first question the doctor asked, he didn't ask, since how long you are suffering, what is the problem, nothing. He said, how much can you spend? Depending on the budget, he will tell the disease. So if your budget is 3.5 lakhs, there is a package. 3.5 lakhs, there is a package. Within 3.5 lakhs rupees, we will do testing, laboratory testing in our own laboratory, and we'll prepare the report as we want, and then we will do an operation, even if it is not needed, because within 3.5 lakhs rupees we have to do. And then that operation will be carried out, and if the patient dies, he said, don't worry. The cost of cremation expenses is included in 3.5 lakhs. Don't worry. So even if he is not needed, operation will be done and the patient will be killed because they are interested in money. Such types of doctors, such types of engineers, they are all not human beings. Bharati says, Manav Rakshasa. They are Rakshasa in the form of human being, demons. And then he says there are 4 types of people, but I can't give the name. Satpurusha, Samanya Manusha, Manav Rakshasa, because these people are worse than Manav Rakshasa. The 3rd type of people, they try to do back to others, harm to others for their small self-interest, but the 4th type people, they don't derive any benefit, but they enjoy others' downfall. Somebody else is suffering and they feel so happy. They feel so happy. Somebody's house is burning. Oh, very nice, his house is burning. But did you get any benefit? No, his house is burning, I am so happy. Some student has failed in examination. Oh, I am so happy. But did you get any 1 mark extra? No, but I am so happy he has failed. So those people who derive joy out of others' downfall without any benefit to themselves, they are the 4th type of people, worse than Manav Rakshasa. These are the 4 types of people about whom Bharti is described. And now I have made a latest research. There is 5th type also. Maybe they were not available during Bharti's time. And I can't give the name because 4th type there is Te Kena Jani Mahe. So 4th, 5th type also Te Kena Jani Mahe. I can't give the name, I can tell you what do they do. 4th type of people, without any gain in their side, they enjoy others' downfall and others' harm. But 5th type of people, they enjoy others' downfall so much that by harming themselves, they try to do good harm to others. By harming themselves, they do harm to others. So what do? They sit down in an aeroplane and just strike with the World Tower, Twin World Tower, New York, gone. 5,000 people dead.